Hello, welcome back. Today I wanted to talk about the 4 stages of my Aspergers, my kind of journey. And this is ongoing because I haven't really got past number 2. The first one is making the connection that you might be on the spectrum, doing your research, which ultimately is going to lead to you trying to get a diagnosis. Stage 2 is getting that diagnosis confirmed, and then you start your journey of understanding the condition. Stage 3, I'm not at stage 3 yet, I don't think, but that's acceptance. Accepting the fact that you've got this neurological condition that is never going to go away. It's never going to get better, and that more profoundly, accepting the fact to yourself that you're never going to be able to change. It's quite a sobering and sad thought when you dwell on it, that you've got a condition that is incurable. Therapies can't change anything. They can help you live with everyday life better, but basically you've got this condition that you've had since birth that you'll have till you die. Now, I'm still going through stage 2 of the understanding. I'm slowly doing more research, letting things sink in, filling up my autism fact bank, and just trying to get my head around it. Trying to get my head around this thing that I live with, that I have. That is work in progress, and these videos are testament to that, because I'm kind of documenting, my journey as I go along. But stage 3, today I thought about that today, and it suddenly dawned upon me that I have gone all my life, and I've always felt strange, different, weird, not fitting in, and I've always tried to fit in, and until I got my diagnosis, I suppose there was always hope for me that I would be able to change. I would be able to change my behaviours, snap out of it, change my way of thinking, my attitude on life, become a new person, change my persona. If I really wanted it badly and profoundly enough, it was in my capabilities to make that happen. But now I've had the diagnosis, or I've discovered I've got Aspergers. It's dawning on me slowly that I haven't got any control over it. And no matter how much willpower and effort and hard work that I would put in to try and change it, I can't. And that's a little bit sobering. When I think, well, I no longer, the choice has been taken away from me now. I used to think I had a choice. That if I really wanted to, and it really was a big problem in life, I could change. I could have a makeover, and I could do things and change the way I live. But now I've had the diagnosis, I can't. No matter how hard I try, I'll still always have Aspergers. I'll still always be on the spectrum. I can't change those things. And that's stage 3 for me, and I'm not quite ready for stage 3 because I'm still going through the understanding and the research stage, but the acceptance, I think I've superficially accepted it. You know, I've got Aspergers syndrome. It explains absolutely everything that's happened in my life. That is absolutely great. That's very good to know. But then, of course, after that comes the fact, well, shit, you've got this thing that will never go away. You'll never change. You'll never be better. I can have a better quality of life, but I will always struggle with the same things. I will always have the same black and white rigid thinking. I will still always have my sensory issues, my social interaction issues, no matter how hard I try and how many therapies I have and how many psychologists I see. There is no cure. It's out of my control. And I think over the next year that'll probably sink in, where I'll stop saying to myself, well, if you really wanted to, you could change, you could be different. And I think that's going to be a journey as well with people around me. People are going to, people got this thing now called Aspergers, and they say, well, he's got that, and that explains the way he is. Of course, some people still hold out the hope that things are going to change because I've had a diagnosis. Things aren't going to change. I'm not going to change the way I am, even if I wanted to. And I'm not a bad person. I'm not a horrible person. I don't go out of my way to do things that are going to upset or frustrate people. I sometimes do things that have those end results, and I don't mean to do it. And equally, I'm frustrated and upset of a lot of stuff that goes on around me. And then the fourth part of that will be living with it. We'll just be getting on with it, living with it, having accepted it, having understood it, just living with it and dealing with it. So I thought I'd just put something down on a video today to say I think I'm on the cusp of accepting, and I think that's going to be a bigger hurdle than I thought it was. I thought the diagnosis was going to be the be all and end all. It was going to be the end goal. That's it. I've got diagnosed. I've got Asperger's. Everything's going to be better. And I have had a lot of positive experiences since I got diagnosed, and I haven't for 1 second wished I hadn't. I still advocate anyone who thinks they might be on the spectrum to get it diagnosed, because power, knowledge is power, and you can gain some control back of your life by understanding it in more detail, by understanding how Asperger's works, how your mind works, what are your triggers, and where your areas are best to be avoided, and you can live a life that makes it easier. But you'll never change. You'll never change. It'll always be there. And I think over the next year, I think that's going to be me trying to accept it and be comfortable with that. I'm happy I've got the diagnosis, and I suppose I'm in that kind of honeymoon period, where everything makes sense now. God, I wish I'd have known that 30 years ago. My life would have been so much better. I wish I'd have known. It explains everything. Okay, right. So where do I go from here now? Oh, that's right. Pretty much nothing changed, and nothing will change dramatically. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.